Welcome to NEXTGames' Voracious Resurgence series. Now today, we will be covering the final two BCNMs of the Voracious Resurgence storyline. Now the first is rather easy, and should only take most players a few minutes, and it's the run that you're seeing right now. However, the second is definitely the most challenging fight in the expansion to date, and will be giving many soloers problems, so I will then be posting my win in its entirety to hopefully help others get past this mission as easily as possible. First, we need to interact with the Hero's Gambit at J9 in Zarkavard for our first cutscene, and then we head to the entrance to the throne room in Castle Zival Keep and interact with the Valhallan Rift at G7 for another cutscene. We can then enter the first of two BCNMs through the rift. Queue times were 30 to 60 minutes for me this morning on my low population server, so it may be some time before you can quickly enter here on more populated servers such as Azura. Now once inside, your fight will be against Garazu Horizu. Members of the Destiny Destroyers will assist you in this fight, and as long as you go in with a solid party with trust, including a tank, haste cap trust, and healing, you should be able to beat this in just a few minutes as you see me doing here. You will then be kicked out, and you will need to click on the rift once again with your Stage 2 Prime Weapon equipped in order to be allowed to queue for the second BCNM fight. Now I waited another 60 minutes while queuing for this second fight, so again, this may be a bottleneck for some time until enough people have completed it. Now keep in mind that if your prime weapon is equipped, you have a one-tick poison effect on you. Given long enough time waiting, you can die, so either unequip it after queuing or keep curing yourself. I think you need it equipped when your number is up and you actually enter the BCNM, so make sure you keep that in mind just in case. Now if you're solo, you should plan on a lot of healing, and ways to restore MP to your mages, as this will be a very long fight. I went in with Sylvie for haste cap, Archiv to tank, Yignis and Monborough for cures, and Sethus to restore HP and MP to the party with rejuvenation. This proved to be a very effective combination, with Monborough only dying once and Archiv dying twice during my run. Now a group of Yoran Oran, Joachim, Koromoru, Archiv, and Sethus should also work well. Make sure to resummon any trusts that die immediately, and keep in mind that there are several times during this fight where you're going to take massive AoE damage, lose all of your buffs, get knocked back, your trust may die, and more. So you're just going to have to keep trying to deal with it as quickly as you can when it comes to this fight, as more than likely it's going to take most soloers 20 to 30 minutes to beat it, depending on how many cures are used. Now during the run, he will use Goth 4 spells that hit for several hundred damage. Use an ability called Wing Buffer, which will do AoE damage that hits for around 700 to all the people that it hits. It's also going to silence them. Seeping Dread is an AoE terror ability. Swooping Assault will do upwards of 1500 AoE damage to everyone, so make sure you look out for that. Overrun looks to be a small range AoE attack that will hit anyone it hits for about 700 damage. Landfall is another AoE ability that hits again for around 700 damage. Tenebrous Surge will be another AoE attack that he uses that hits for around 1000 damage. So as you can see, all of these AoE attacks are basically just going to keep piling on top of each other, creating a lot of work for your mages to keep you all alive. Now Chaos can also cure himself for around 30,000 health, which means you want to keep the damage going, because the longer this fight goes, the more time he has to cure himself and prolong the fight. He also has access to AoE Absorb TP, which allows him to continually use abilities quite frequently. Now all of this is really going to slow down your fight and make for a very slow first phase. Now that first phase is going to last all the way until about 25 to 30% health, where he will use Senative Shadow. This is going to kill two of the NPCs that have been helping you, and spawn fetters in their place. He will also Benediction, curing himself to full. Now the fetters are going to give him a very large damage taken reduction, so if you have any chance of taking him out, we need to deal with those first. Thankfully, the fetters only take a 3 to 4 step skill chain to take out. They will continue to pop as this phase of the fight goes on, so just keep taking them out as quickly as you can until they are all done. Now be sure not to leave yourself any disengaged time when you kill one of these, or your trust may die before you can re-engage either Chaos or one of the other fetters. Now once all of them are dead, you can now enter the final phase, where you need to kill him all the way from 100% health again. Now the main two issues with this final phase is he can use all the abilities he had before, but in addition to that, Blinding Fulgor, which is an AoE attack capable of doing upwards of 2,000 damage, but normally is only hitting for the low thousands to most of the people that it hits. And Blinding Fulgor, which only does about 700 AoE damage, but does a full dispel to everyone that it hits. So this is going to cause you to continually have to reapply your buffs, slowing down your progress at times dramatically. Now both Skill Chains and Magic Burst did very little damage, so while you do see me doing them here, they really amounted overall to only about roughly 20% of my total damage. Now you definitely want to use your best weapon combination for all this fight, that is up until the last hit. That last hit must be done with your prime Stage 2 weapon, so you'll see me equipping it for the very last hit at the end here. You can usually just take it all the way down to 1 health, and then just have one swing to finish the job. Now once you beat this and see the cutscenes that follow, you will then be allowed to pick a ring and upgrade your prime weapon to its full potential. Now I'll put all the rings that you have access to choose from on the screen now while you see the rest of the fight. In regards to the prime weapons themselves, we aren't sure what to expect yet from upgrades 4 and 5, but I've now confirmed that for upgrade 3, we need 1 million Gallonfree, 2 chunks of Octahedrite, which is a new item that some are saying dropped from mobs in the basement, and 5 Voracious Psyches that you can get from completing all of the Voracious Resurgence ROE missions each month. So it looks like those are going to be gated behind 5 that you can get per month by completing all of those ROE missions. So based on that, and my current farming runs of about 10,000 Gallonfree solo, it looks like it's going to be about 90 days before I can do upgrade 3 to my prime katana. I will say I'm working on a new farming method that nets 16 to 18,000 Gallonfree per run solo, which would cut down the time to about 2 months, but it's still a risky strategy that I've been using in its current form. So let's just say 2 to 3 months before I can get any real testing done on the prime katana inside of Sortie. Now groups who can farm far more Gallonfree than me will start getting their upgrades in the next few weeks, and that's when we may start to see some of the potential in these prime weapons. Enjoy the rest of the run. that's going to be it for this entry in the Voracious Resurgence series and the final entry. I hope you found that helpful. Tomorrow I'll go ahead and post all of the cutscenes from this final chapter so that anybody who doesn't have the ability to see them immediately can get an idea of how it ends if they choose. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.